Hey Justin, I thought I'd do a video just to explain your question here. This is your question here. So what I'll do, I'll go to the PDF, make it a bit clearer. What it is, this sub-dem indicator, you've got to realise it's not perfect, but it does a pretty good job for what it is. And in the beginning, when you, with supply and demand, I don't know, some people, I had problems in the beginning with the sub-dem indicator, with supply and demand. You have problems trying to find them. What the indicator does, it makes it a lot easier to find them, and eventually you'll find out these areas, some of the areas it shows, you'll just ignore because they're not really worth noticing, because it could show small areas like this, like that. It could make that out to be an area which is pretty useless, but if you drop to a lower time frame, that would be an important area because there's a lot of movement there on a lower time frame. This is an hour, so if you go down to 5 minutes, this will be classed as a supply demand area. But on this time frame, it's pretty useless, some of the areas marked off. So what it does, it'll mark off something like here, this area here, very obvious areas. It could mark off this area, and then this area here. The reason your question, what was it? Why was this area not recognised? That area wasn't recognised. That area was consumed. So see here, all these wicks, it actually consumed that area. So that area was gone. So what we're doing now, this has formed another area. And yesterday we were talking about a 3-bar engulfing. So this 3rd bar, that virtually makes a sort of a congestion area. So that's what you're looking at with the indicator. Just look for little obvious congestion areas. And the thing is, make sure they're obvious areas when you do supply and demand, because if you pick any it's like a trend line. You could use any trend line anywhere. But the thing is, a trend line, if no one else can see, is pretty useless. You've got to use the obvious areas. So don't try digging around for areas. Just find the obvious areas that everyone can see. So here, this area has been consumed by these wicks. So now the indicator won't show that level anymore. So what it's shown is all the levels that haven't been touched yet. So all these levels have been untouched. But the indicator is really good. It might not be perfect, but it is really good because it'll show areas that you might miss. So down here, there might be an area, or down here in the lower time frame, you might miss it, but the actual indicator's actually picked it up. It's happened to me a few times. The indicator's actually showed me the area, or I was lucky I've seen it thanks to the indicator. But what happened, you got a 3-bar. So this has formed another area here. So the stop, he's trying to put a stop here, would have been below, you put a few pips below the bottom here. So obviously it's out of the stop range that they're after. Also, your other question, do we actually trade fresh zone so early? I thought we were looking to left to determine a strong zone. We didn't know the strength of this zone as it just formed. That's a pretty well fresh zone because it's sort of formed a type of congestion. But what they're using, he's actually using the prior area, I think, here. Well, that's what I'm going on because that's what I would have thought of it as. But anyhow, it's formed another area here. Anyhow, it's consumed all that, so now it's formed another area. So we're going to use this. This is what he's using on this area here. So he's gone to the low here, using the low there, and the low here. When you get a big area like this, people could use wicks as the supply-demand area, just the wicks, because you've got a long wick, rather than using the bodies, the tops of bodies and that, because it's a big area. So to make the stop tighter, people use the wicks. So here, this area, why this is a good solid supply demand area, you can see you get a liquid move. So if you get strong liquid moves like this, and then it forms a flag up top here or congestion, this here, this has come down, it's formed the first touch of this area. So this is like the source of the move, gone up. This is the source of move from here, this area. So it's gone up. So the price has come down. It's done the first touch of this area. So it's the first touch. And first touches are always better because the area, as I said before, the areas keep getting consumed. The more touches they get, the more consumed it gets. So now this area is pretty well weakened. It's gone. It's being all consumed because the wicks have taken out the low of that area. So now this has formed a new area. So, but the thing is now this is the first touch. So these areas are pretty strong for reversals. They're very effective, but obviously they're not 100% perfect, but they're very good areas, the first touches. Second touches, they get weaker and they can work good. But as I said, the first touch is always the best touch. So that's why we try to trade the first touches on everything. Anyhow, hopefully that answered your questions. Again, cheers, mate. Bye.